I gave you the recording permission. Some of you are not recording. Okay, so it's your wish again. Okay, don't ask me. I'm going to upload the videos in the YouTube. Okay, it will take 1 or 2 days. Okay, so those who are having recording permissions, please record so that they will get access to the recordings immediately. Okay. Okay, fine. So let me, Shankar, still same issue with your account, Shankar. I don't see any record option for you. I don't know what is the issue either with your operating system or any other issue. I'm not sure, but I don't see record
Has
permission.
joined with 2 accounts, sir, so you are unable to
No,
see
not like
permission.
that. See, in case if he joined with 2 accounts, at least one account, okay, he should get record option, but I don't see record option on any of his accounts. Have you upgraded, Shankar?
No, sir. The problem is comes again.
Have you upgraded your Zoom?
Installed, upgraded, sir.
Upgraded, huh?
Only installed, sir.
Only installed. I asked you to upgrade, right? Upgrade your Zoom, then only let's see. First upgrade the Zoom, okay? Then or else remove and reinstall Zoom and try it again, okay? Not now, later.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Yes. Any questions?
Yesterday I got the error, sir.
Which error?
I sent what
Shankar, okay.
failed.
Okay, let me. You are connected through laptop only, right?
Okay.
Laptop only, right? You are connected through laptop only, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Share your screen, Shankar, once.
Any disk, sir?
Not any desk, here only, in the Zoom only. Okay, there is an option, share screen option. Click on that share screen option. You can select the whole screen and you can share your video. One thing is, first of all, okay, virtualization should be enabled in your laptop, first thing. Okay, I told you how to check whether virtualization is enabled or not. Second thing is, in case if it is not enabled, please enable the virtualization settings from the BIOS. Okay, you can enable it from the BIOS settings in case if you need any help. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Okay. Okay. Still, I'm getting echo sound. Please mute either from phone or laptop. Shankar. Mute you. Mute you. Still getting the sound. Everyone is muted only. Okay, no problem. Open your. Anil.
Yes, sir.
Please stop your sharing.
Sir, I'm on mobile.
Viewing Shankar screen. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting echo sound. Shankar, just stop your screen share once. Click on stop sharing. There on the below you can see stop sharing option. Okay. No, I'm not getting the problem. Whenever you're sharing, then only I'm getting this echo problem. Okay, share again. Yeah, Shankar, can you please share the screen again? Okay. Open your Oracle VirtualBox Manager. Now it's fine. Have you checked whether virtualization is enabled or not? You're using Windows 7, right? This is Windows 7 or Windows 10? Shankar, you're on mute. Okay, unmute from your phone. That's fine. Unmute from your phone and you can talk. Yeah, Shankar, can you hear me? I'll tell you, Shashi. Yeah, Shankar, I cannot hear you. Please unmute from the phone at least.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can hear me, right? Yes, what is the Windows operating system? 10 or 7?
7, sir.
7, first thing. Okay. And go to your Zoom. Not Zoom, this one, Oracle VirtualBox Manager. Oracle VirtualBox Manager. Go to help or else go to file. Not help, file, first option. Yeah. Check for updates. Last from last to third option. Yes. Have you checked whether Oracle VirtualBox virtualization is enabled or not?
Checked, sir.
Enabled or disabled?
Enabled.
We are already running most recent version. Okay, click OK. Open Task Manager. Go to performance. Where is that virtualization?
In BIOS settings, I saw, sir. Here I'm not seeing.
Okay, do one thing. Click on new machine once. Click on new. Close this one. Close this task manager. Windows 7, there are some challenges. Click on new. Okay, so click on the version. Here you can see version, right? Windows 7 64-bit. Click on that version.
Yes.
Third one. Yeah, click on that version. Okay, go down Windows 2012. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
64.
Okay, done. So if you can see 64-bit means it is enabled only, but
Enabled.
still you are getting. Okay, close this Oracle VirtualBox Manager. Close it completely.
Close, sir.
Close this one and close Manager also. Okay, open that again with Run as Admin mode. Right click, Run as Admin mode. Close it and open with Run as Admin mode again. Okay, so now double click on the machine.
Machine.
SQL 40, double click on it. Just expand the details. Click on the details. Double click on the machine.
Again, double click.
Details, click on details. What is this? Console. Unexpected valid path counter.
Sir, I guess once we reinstall the virtual machine.
Close it.
క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఫోల్డర్ నేమ్ ఇవ్వాలి కదా సార్, అది ఇవ్వలేదు అనుకుంటా సార్.
I'll check it. Go to the settings. Go to the settings of this machine. Go to the
Sure.
storage. Go to, just click on that SATA port 1. SATA port 1 is there, right? Go to SATA port 1.
Ah.
SATA port 1. Can you see
Okay.
SATA port 1? SATA port 1. Can you see that option?
Yeah.
Click on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Click on that. SATA
Choose
port
create.
1 on. No, click on SATA port 1 itself.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. Just try to go up. Can you see anything like SATA port 0? Just drag it up. Okay, there is no SATA port 0. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Go to your general page once. Windows 2012 R2. Okay. Click on live CD or DVD. Click on live CD or DVD option. There is one checkbox, right? Live CD DVD. Below
Nice.
to the SATA port 1, yes.
Okay.
Okay. And go to general page once. Go to general page. No. There, okay. No problem. Leave it. On top, you can see general system display storage.
Yeah.
Click on general page. Go to system page. Next page. System. 1024 MB. Okay. 4 GB. You have 4 GB and you are given 1 GB. Okay. Go to display. Go to storage. Click on that SQL 40 VDI. SQL 40 VDI you can see, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, click on it once. So open C drive once.
C drive.
Open C drive. No. Just open
Yes,
your
sir.
My Computer. No, Shankar. Just open your My Computer C drive. That's it. I just want to
not
see.
going
No.
to-
See, Windows C. Open Windows plus E. My computer is there, right? Click on that computer. 33 GB. Okay. Just go to this computer, click on computer option, click on computer. No need to go to, go back. Yeah, fine, that's fine. 32 GB is there out of. Okay, do one thing, close this one. Close
My
this one.
computer.
Close it. Close it again.
Here, sir. This one.
1 minute, let me get the access once. Okay, let me control your screen.
So what is the error?
And there is no error also. Something unexpected error, something like that I can see. Okay.
The error is failed to open session for the virtual machine.
Yes. Okay, so that is not the error, that is status. Okay, fine. Okay, just create new machine. I am unable to control your screen quickly. I just want to control your create new machine quickly. First, new, give the name. Anything, Shankar? Okay. Do one thing. Machine folder is there, right? Click on machine folder.
Yes, sir.
Browse it.
Other, sir.
Other. Go to your D drive. Click on, okay, right click new folder or Control Shift N. Equal to, mention equal to. Select that folder. Select it. Okay. Select Windows 2012. Okay, next. Give 1 GB. Next. Next. Create. Next. Next. Wait, 25 GB. 25. Okay, create. Okay, go to the settings. Storage, empty, click on empty. Select that one. Windows. Software is completely downloaded, right? No issues with the software, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Select Windows 2012. Double click on it. Choose. Click OK. Okay, double click on the machine. If it is not working, then there is an issue with your laptop. Okay, you have to upgrade your laptop,
Yeah.
Shankar. Okay, please update your laptop. Let me stop sharing your screen. Right. Okay, let me share my screen, guys. Fine. Okay, so in the last
what-
class, yes.
I guess once I reinstall the virtual machine, sir.
That's fine. Okay, so if you can do that one, you can go and reinstall it. Okay. If it is not working, just upgrade your laptop OS. Okay, operating system. Just remove the VirtualBox and reinstall it again. Try it once. Okay, if it's not working, then you can go for okay OS upgrade. Fine. Okay, so in the last class we discussed about, you can mute it. Okay, so in case if you have any questions, you can ask me. Right. So guys, any questions, any doubts? Let me start this Windows machine. So in the last class, we discussed about SQL Server installation and we discussed about the service account, right? We discussed about the service account and all. And then we discussed about SSMS, how to install SSMS and all. We just discussed, okay? We haven't discussed about SSMS completely. So today we'll discuss about Management Studio. Okay, from which version onwards SSMS is separated, guys?
2017.
2016, not 17, 2016 up to 2014. Okay, SSMS, you will get it with the software. You have to select management tools in the features so that you will get SSMS automatically. From 2016 onwards, SSMS is separated. So after SQL Server installation, again, you have to install SSMS also, right? Fine. What is the shortcut to open SSMS, guys? What is the shortcut to open SSMS? How to open SSMS? How to open SSMS, guys? So we have to type SSMS. Okay, SSMS is the shortcut, but not in the run. Earlier, for older versions, you can type SSMS in the run. Okay, you can type SSMS in the run. Just open run, type SSMS, you will get SSMS Management Studio. That is for older versions like up to 2016, this shortcut will work. From 2017 onwards, if you type SSMS in the run, it won't work. Okay, where you have to type SSMS, you have to type in the start button, just in the start button, click on start button, type SSMS. Okay, then you can get the Management Studio. One minute, yes. Okay, so you have to type SSMS on the start button, so you will get the Management Studio. This is how you can open Management Studio. Okay, so this is the shortcut. Normal shortcut is SSMS SQL Server Management Studio. Sometimes, okay, you have to type it in the run. If it is not working, just go and connect to the start button, click on start button, type SSMS. There also you can see the SQL Server Management Studio if it is installed. Guys, again, SQL Server Management Studio is just a client. It's just a client. Okay, so by using this client, we are going to connect to the SQL servers. Without client, we cannot connect to the SQL servers. Okay, so it's just a client, an application which we'll use to connect to the SQL server. Okay, so if your work is completed, again, no problem, you can close the SQL Server Management Studio, right? And what is that? After installation SSMS, okay, in that only we can server, what is that, that only one server name only showing. If I want to connect another server, there is no such option in server. So how you are connecting, Sashi? How you are connecting? Usually if you open SSMS, how you are connecting? Yeah, Shashi. If you open SSMS, how you are connecting to the server once you open SSMS? By clicking. Don't you think it is editable? You can give the name. Can we edit that name, server name? Can we give our own name, whatever name you have? Can we give it? Yes, Shashi. So can we edit that server name field or not? Have you checked that one? Okay, so we can edit that field. Okay, so just whatever name, okay, whatever name you want. In case, see, for example, it's not like only selecting instance. Okay, not like that. We will give names. Okay, in case if you know the server name in the management studio, if you know the server name, if you have the server name, you can directly copy paste that server name, or you can type that name and you can connect to the servers. If the servers are existed, you can connect to the server with a, like from one management studio you can connect to the multiple servers, guys. It's not like one management studio will be used to connect to one server. Okay, it's not like that. You can use management studio to connect to multiple SQL servers. Okay, if you know the server name, simply you have to type the server name in the server name field. You have to give the server name and you have to click connect button. That's it. Okay, so it's not like we are going to choose from drop down. No. So when you are going to choose from drop down, it is local instance. Say for example, I want to connect to this server in the 033. I have installed one SQL server. Okay, so in that case, if I want to connect to this local instance in this server, then I can go and browse it. I can choose it from drop down. If you want to connect to the another server, SQL server is installed in another Windows box. Okay, SQL server is installed in 034. Imagine this is 033, right? Not 033, right? Imagine SQL server is installed in another Windows machine 034. You can connect 034 SQL instance from 033. Okay, so provided there should be communication between O33 and O34. By default, the communication will be disabled so that you cannot connect. Okay, but in case if the communication is enabled between O33 and O34, you can connect to the O34 SQL server from O33 instance. So this SSMS is just a client. Okay, this SSMS is just a client. In case if your SQL server is enabled for remote connections, you can connect any of the SQL server in the management studio. Got it? So in the organization also we'll install one SSMS in our local laptop. Okay, so not every time we'll do RDP for small things for running scripts and all. We don't connect to the server using RDP. We'll directly open our SSMS in the laptop and we'll directly connect to. This is how developers will connect. Developers doesn't have any remote connections, permissions and all. They won't connect to the server remotely. Only SSMS will be installed in their laptops. Only SSMS will be installed in their laptops, so that they will open management studio and they will save the server names, whatever server names they have, they will save the server names and they are going to copy paste it. If the server is enabled for remote connections, then they can connect directly from their local SSMS to the particular Windows server, SQL server. Clear? So here it's not like we can only drop down. See here, I can edit this one. Whatever name I want, I can type it. In case if you know the server name, you can type or you can copy paste it. If the server is existed and if the server is enabled for remote connections, you can connect to the server remotely from anywhere. It's not like every time we'll do Windows server, every time we'll do like RDP to the Windows server, then we'll open management studio, then only we can connect. Nothing like that. If SSMS is installed in your laptop, first thing. Second thing is if SSMS, that SQL server is enabled for remote connections, Third thing, if you are an authorized person, if you have permissions to connect to the SQL server, then you can connect to the SQL server from any of the management studio to any of the SQL server. This is how developers will. Yes.
Means SSMS is the alternative for RDP, sir?
No. It's not alternative for RDP. It's not like that. Don't think that. Okay. It's not alternative.
I mean,
Yes. See,
if
99%.
I am unable to open in Windows 10 Home, I can use SSMS
No.
in remote.
That's
Okay.
try it once. Try it once. Why? Because
Okay.
again, why you are unable to RDP, as there is no communication between the local laptop to Windows server. Again,
Yes.
the condition SSMS is if there is a communication between local laptop to Windows server, it has to connect.
Yes.
Got the point, right? If there is a communication between your local lap, why your remote connections are not working? As there is no communication between your local laptop and Windows server. Try it once. Install only SSMS in your particular laptop and try to connect to that particular server from your local SSMS. Try it once. No, not an issue, right? You can simply install SSMS. It won't take much time, and you can try connecting
Yes.
to that server. Check it. If it is working, that's fine. Why? Because communication should be there. Then only it will work. Okay. Right. Clear, Shashi? Any issues? Any doubts? Okay, fine. Just a minute, guys. Just a minute. Okay, fine. So let me connect to the SQL Server, guys. So SSMS is a client again. Usually developers again. One guy asked a question. What is that? Someone asked a question, guys. Good question it is. Let me check. Is SSMS only used by DBS? Sunil, okay. So again, as discussed, SSMS is just a client. I told you, right? DBS 90%, 99% DBS work will be done through SSMS only. But developers and all, they will write the coding and all, right? They will write the scripts. Where they are going to write the scripts, they are going to write in the Management Studio query session. Okay. So not only DBS, developers also will use. Users, if they are provided to use SSMS, then they can use SSMS, not only DBS. Okay, the SSMS is not only for DBS, everyone can use it. Okay, depends upon their requirement. Let me reopen the meeting link. It is showing less than 1 minute. Let me close and let me reopen. Please join immediately. Okay.